What's up, everybody? Welcome in to the Early Edge, powered by the almighty SportsLine. I'm your host, Alan Bell, and we have a fantastic show lined up for you this Monday. Before we get to that, as always, let's take a look at how we did yesterday. And again, man, like 3-4. That Warriors -2. That was a killer right there. Clay, come on, man, hit those free throws for us. But you know what? It's all right. We got a big one today, big one lined up because we got the dogs in here, and somebody's back. Let's bring in the stars of the show, and we'll go ahead and start with them. Look at Johnny Bowman, fresh off of vacation, tanned up. My man's been taking BP all around the world here. John Bowman, how we doing, buddy?
Yeah, good to be back, AB. Tanned and tired, but we're working over here.
I love it, man. Tanned and tired. You know what? That's a lifestyle, dude. That's just working hard. I like it, man. Zach, how we doing?
I'm doing well. Been on a nice streak. Probably one of my best streaks in a couple of years, to be honest with you. But I wish I would have been on these NFL draft props and wagers. Oh my gosh, everybody made a killing. We'll see how they make adjustments on those. But I definitely wish I had placed some big bets on those.
Dude, I'm telling you there, like if you'd have bet the over on the quarterbacks alone, you'd have made a ton of money on that one. Maestro, how we doing, sir?
Good. Great to be with you guys. Disappointed in the Celtics yesterday as I have them in this series. I'm not going to panic until they lose game 2. However, missed a lot of open looks. And it's hard to expect Jaylen Brown to play that badly for the entire series.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Now, as we introduce you guys, got a little surprise for you. Swing it on in over here. Look at M Squared in the office, looking sharp, my man. M Squared, how we doing, buddy?
We're doing well. Not planning to be on the show today, but I'm going to give you a bonus pick now. It's a straight parlay here. I'm taking the Suns in the Heat tonight.
Suns in the Heat -107. All right. I like it. That's how we get a show started right there. It's fantastic. All right, let's get into the storylines that affect the betting lines for today. And first off, Bowman, I'm going to come over to you, man. Stanley Cup playoffs starts tonight. What do we need to know?
Yeah, AB. So first 4 games are tonight. We got Bruins-Canes, the first series. Will either of these perennial playoff teams finally get over the hump? Both the Canes and the Bruins have been making the playoffs for a while, but neither team has been able to finally win the cup. So we'll see there. Lightning Maple Leafs. Will the Austin Matthews-led Maple Leafs win their first ever playoff series and finally dethrone the back-to-back defending champs? The Blues and the Wild. Will the experience of the Blues prevail, or will the Wild adding Marc-Andre Fleury at the deadline prevail? And then we have the Kings and the Oilers. Can Connor McDavid and the Oilers bounce back from getting swept in the playoffs last season? So 4 series start tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be great, man. And we look at it's wild how, each, professional sport, like the playoffs have a different feel. You know what I mean? Stanley Cup playoffs, like throughout, is just an onslaught. Like, I really feel like it might be the hardest professional sport to win the championship. It's just insanity. You know what I mean?
I completely agree with you there because it's besides NBA. I would say NBA, the first round is a little easier for most teams, but in NHL, there are no easy series and you play 7 games in all 4 rounds. So I think NHL is by far the toughest playoffs.
Yeah, it's brutal. And it is an absolute blast to bet on. If anybody out there, if this is your first year, kind of your state is legal, betting, and you're getting into the Stanley Cup playoffs, strap up. It's going to be a blast. You'll have some fun. All right, Zach Attack, coming over to you, my man. All right, you got some info and a nice nugget here on the Suns and the Mavericks. They haven't played in, 3 months? Is that correct?
Yeah, it's crazy when you think about the Western Conference and this far away since their last matchups, the Phoenix Suns and the Dallas Mavericks. It's because they played one of those back-to-back matchups on the 17th and 19th in November, 2 games right away early in the season. And then their third matchup was in January 20th. So it is over 3 month span since the last time they faced each other. We'll see how that angle goes. And DeAndre Ayton did not play in that January matchup. So that's quite a bit of time between since Dallas has seen DeAndre Ayton on the floor. And the Phoenix Suns have dominated this matchup. They have won 9 straight over the Dallas Mavericks, all 3 this year, of course, by 7 points or more. Tonight's spread is 5.5.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. I cannot wait for that one to get going. All right, Maestro, coming over to you. Speaking of the NBA, 76ers Heat series. What do we need to know, man? Break it down for us.
Yeah, looking at the East, there is some optimism from Woj that Joel Embiid could be back for game 3 and 4 wearing a mask. We've seen the series price dip a little bit from Heat at $4 minus 420 down to 385. Again, there's nothing concrete about that. He still has to clear multiple steps to get back on the floor, but that was optimistic. Plus the fact that Kyle Lowry is out for game 1 for the Heat tonight, and 6 guys listed as questionable, including Jimmy Butler. But he says he's going to play, of course, and Tyler Hero. And on the other side, when you look at the Celtics and the Bucks, the Celtics were minus 200, about minus 205. Now they are plus 110. The Bucks already flipped minus 140 to win the series.
Wow, it's already flipped that quick. Man, that's wild. All right, let's get into our side plays for today. But first, before we do, let's take a quick break. All right, we are back. And before we do, everyone, if you want to give SportsLine a shot, trust me, right now is the time to do it. Use promo code EARLY, EARLY. You'll get 30 days for free on all of us. And I'm telling you, you get the NBA playoffs, Stanley Cup playoffs. The Kentucky Derby is coming up this Saturday. We're going to have some special live shows breaking that down this week. Trust me, now is the time. 30 days for free. Use promo code EARLY. Okay, first play here. We're going to go Blues at Wild. All right, Stanley Cup playoffs. We're going to go over game 1. We're going to go over 6. All right. The over is 3-0 this season between these two. Look, the Blues have scored 3+ goals in 5 straight games. The Wild, they've scored 3+ goals in 12 of their last 13. Take that over 6. We're going to roll with that. Next one. We're going to go Bruins at the Hurricanes. All right. 7 p.m. Eastern puck drop. We're going to go with the Hurricanes on the money line, minus 120. All right. Carolina, 3-0 straight up against Boston this season. The Hurricanes, they are 70% straight up at home this year. Last play, 76ers at Heat tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. It's chalky, but we're going with the Heat, minus 7.5. The Heat are 100% against the spread this season after 3+ days off, and this game is hitting in 55% of our SportsLine advanced data simulations. So take the Heat, minus 7.5. All right. Let's get into our picks for today from the crew. Johnny B, coming over to you first. You got a couple plays for us, man. Baseball, hockey. Break them all down. What do we got?
Yeah, a couple plays today, B. We'll start with MLB. I got one MLB play, White Sox money line, minus 125 versus the Angels. This is a Monday day game, so get the play in. The White Sox are ranked second in the league in weighted on base average against lefties. Shohei Ohtani left last night's game early with an injury, so I would expect him to be out with an early game today. Patrick Sandoval is starting. He pitched 7 innings in his last start, but he's still being stretched out a bit. He only pitched 90 pitches in those seven innings. He's also yet to allow a run this season, but I think if there's ever a time for him to allow a run, it's on a Monday road day game that feels like an 11 a.m. game. The Angels bullpen is also decimated right now with both Raisel Iglesias and Ryan Tepera pitching 3 of the last 4 days. So I like the White Sox at home. And then we'll get into a couple NHL futures. So I like the Rangers to win the series minus 115 versus the Penguins. You need a goalie in the playoffs, and the Rangers have a massive advantage there. Igor Shesterkin should be the Vezina winner for best goalie, and the Rangers will go as far as he takes them. On the other side, Tristan Jarry for the Penguins is still injured, and he should miss at least the first 2 games, maybe more. The Rangers were 3-1 against the Penguins this season and didn't allow them to score more than 2 goals in any of those 4 games. And the Penguins will need to score without their starting goalie, so that could be a problem for them. And my last play, Hurricanes to win the series minus 125 versus the Bruins. The Canes have won 6 in a row in 8 of their last 10 games entering the playoffs, while the Bruins have won just 6 of their last 10. And the Bruins are kind of able to coast in the playoffs, and that's never usually a good thing. The Canes won all 3 matchups between these teams, with the scores being 3-0, 7-1, and 6-0. So the Canes lost 4-0 and 4-1 the last 2 seasons in the playoffs, both against the Bruins. So now that they finally flipped the regular season series, dominating them in all 3 games, I think they finally get over the playoff hump there and win the series.
Well, I'll tell you what, I am all in on a Hurricanes beatdown tonight. We need it, man. Let's get it. I like it. That's going to be a fun series for sure. All right, Zach Attack, coming over to you, my man. You have got a look here. NBA. Break it down. What do you got?
I'm going to focus on this Western Conference game one. I like that both teams are healthy right now. So I'm going to take the Phoenix Suns -5.5 against the Dallas Mavericks. I just mentioned how great the Suns have been against Dallas over the years, 9-0 over the last 3 years, three decisive wins this year, all by 7 points or more. And you talk about Phoenix fans. When they're doing well, this might be a top bandwagon fan team in the NBA. That place is going to be rocking. It's a big home court edge. And I feel the Suns, they feel they have a bit of advantage with Devin Booker back. Maybe he was supposed to be out a couple of weeks. He is back. I think he's going to be healthy, unlike what we saw in his last game against the Pelicans. And anytime you see a team almost get pushed to 7 games, a top seed that the Suns are, almost got pushed to 7 games by an 8 seed Pelicans, that's going to lower the line a little bit, especially with the way Dallas played against the Utah Jazz. I think this line is a tad bit small. And then you look at the Dallas Mavericks and their key rising player, Jalen Brunson. This guy's been phenomenal. 28 points per game in the 6 playoff games for the Dallas Mavericks, up 12 points from his 16-point average in the regular season. Well, guess what? Who do the Suns have? His former Villanova College teammate and Mikal Bridges, second in Defensive Player of the Year voting. He's going to be able to just get some schemes put together. He knows all of Brunson's strengths. I think they're going to limit him in this series, not in just game one. And then who's Dallas' second leading scorer going to be? We'll find out tonight, but I like the Suns at -5.5.
Yeah, and especially at home. Like, you look at the Suns, their last 5 games, right? Like, they had one outlier. They scored 103 points. But the other 4 games, right? 115, 113, 114, 114. Like, this team is consistent. You know what you're going to get out of them. So, yeah, I like that play a lot. All right, Maestro, before we get to you, because, look, we can't keep you out of the Maestro spot forever. It's your spot. But our man, we already had an M² surprise. We got a coach surprise. Look, he loves you guys no matter where he is in the country, in the world, where he's coming from. But sometimes he has to be a little quiet because we do have etiquette. So, Coach, give it to us.
All right, what's good, everybody? It's your boy, the Coach. We are at the airport, but the grind never stops. So today, even though I'm wheels up, here's what we're doing. The New York Yankees had a great weekend in Kansas City, but now they have to travel north of the border. There's no rest days. The Toronto Blue Jays want to make a statement that they're the best team in the American League East, that they're the best team in the American League. Hell, that they're the best team in baseball, and they get it done tonight. To back me up, SportsLine has this as an A play. Let's go Toronto, +105 to take down the New York Yankees tonight, and I'll see you at the pay window. Let's go.
I love him. I absolutely love him, man. He cracks me up. All right, Maestro, break it down for us. You got Major League Baseball play. Hit us with it, man.
All right. Well, I think one of the undersold stories of the season is the Minnesota Twins. They've won 9 out of 10. They're 13-9. They have the second best run differential in the league behind the Yankees. And, Carlos Correa, they signed him for $105 million. He really did not get off to a good start, but the last 4 days, 10 out of 18, 4 straight multi-hit games. They're in Baltimore today. They've got Paddock on the mound, who's actually pitched pretty well, even better than his numbers would suggest, against Tyler Wells. They've lost all 4 of his starts to the Orioles. He's decent, but I just think the Twins should be higher than -145. I think they should be -150, -160. They're playing that well when you look at Buxton and Kepler and Correa. So I'm going to lay it with the Twins.
It's beautiful value there. Absolutely. All right, we got some comments in the chat. Tony says, Coach from parts unknown. Yeah, I guess he's joining prop stars out there. We don't know where in the world he's at. Somebody said, or Mark said, said like Coach is in a library. I love it, man. It cracks me up. All right, everybody, grab your paper, grab your pencil. Let's take a look at the recap here, and it does look glorious. There we go. Maestro is on the Twins money line, -145. Zach Attack is on the Suns, -5.5. Johnny B is on the White Sox money line, -125. NHL future Rangers to win the series, priced at -115. And the Hurricanes to win the series, priced at -120. Prop stars from just 2 days ago is on Chris Paul over 31.5 points, rebounds, and assists tonight at -120. You just heard the coach there. Cash with the coach. Blue Jays money line +105. Our site plays for today: Blues Wild over 6. Hurricanes money line -120. The Heat -7.5 tonight. And the AB3 +238. Look, last week was brutal on these, but you know what? We're coming right back. We're firing back. We're not afraid. Heat on the money line. Suns on the money line. Hurricanes on the money line, and M Squared. Come back over here real quick. Drop. What parlay did you have today?
We got the Heat and the Suns on the money line, minus 107 at FanDuel.
There we go. Now, this is how we do a show. That's all the damage that we can do for today. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate you. As Coach would say, you've got your marching orders. Now let's take all these tickets straight to the pay window. I know, Maestro, it's funny. I can't do it like Coach at all. He's the only one that can. But we'll be back live. We'll see you tomorrow. Everybody, best of luck. Have a great Monday. We'll see you tomorrow.